I just want to explain really quick why Kleschka Picks is up today on Wednesday when its normal day is Thursdays. That's because tomorrow is New Year's Eve and I have some videos for you guys that have to do with New Year's Eve. I got two videos going up tomorrow. One is going to be my 2020 Kleschka Vlogs year in review. It's going up in the morning, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm very excited for you guys to watch that. I put a lot of work into it and I really cannot wait for you guys to see it. And then I will have another video at my normal time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's a series that you guys have been missing, so I cannot wait for tomorrow. But right now, let's get into Kleschka Picks.
Let's go, let's go!
Welcome, Kleschka Crew, to week 17 of Kleschka Picks, the final week of the regular season. The final regular season Kleschka Picks. There will be a playoff Kleschka Picks where I will guess the winners of each round and the winner of the Super Bowl. But right now, let's get started with these predictions, starting with the Cowboys and the Giants. The Cowboys, they put up a lot of points on the Eagles last week. They went off. And the Giants, they did not do that. They played the Ravens and they took an L. This week, the Cowboys facing the Giants. I think the Cowboys have the better offense and a better all-around team, and I think they are going to beat the Giants 24-13. Jets and Patriots. The Jets beat the Browns. Baker Mayfield tried to get a sneak for the first down, and he fumbled, securing the win for the Jets, their second of the season. A lot of people thought they were going to go 0-16, and now they get a winning streak. That's just crazy if you ask me. And then the Patriots, they were absolutely embarrassed by the Bills. They went off. The Patriots sat Cam Newton, put in Jared Stidham. This week, I honestly think with the way the Jets are rolling and the confidence that they are feeling, and with the Patriots being hit by people sitting out due to COVID, injuries, and performance of their players, I think the Jets can sneak away this win, winning 23-20. Ravens and Bengals. The Ravens went over the Giants. Lamar Jackson had himself a good day. He also found Dez Bryant in the end zone again. That is back-to-back weeks for him. Then the Bengals, they put up a ton of points against the Texans. They got themselves a nice little 2-game winning streak after that upset against the Steelers. And this week, I think Baltimore is going to bring them back down to earth. Lamar Jackson is going to go out there. They're fighting for a playoff spot, so I think they're going to win against the Bengals 27-24. Steelers and Browns. The Steelers have already announced they're going to sit Ben Roethlisberger, and I would not be surprised if they sit more starters on offense and defense. The Browns, they lost embarrassingly to the Jets last week, and I think they're going to rebound against Pittsburgh and their second team this week. Baker Mayfield should have a better game, and they're fighting for a playoff spot, so they're going to be fighting with all the hope they have. I think the Browns are going to win 30-20. Vikings and Lions. What do both of these teams have in common? They were absolutely destroyed and took an L last week. The Vikings, they faced the Saints, and we will talk about what happened in that game when we go to the Saints. And the Lions, they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And now, this week, Matthew Stafford might not play. The Vikings, I think, with Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook, should they play, I think they are going to be able to beat the Lions without Matthew Stafford. I think the Vikings win 27-20. Dolphins and the Bills. The Dolphins got a win over the Raiders last week in one of the most interesting games I have ever seen. It was back and forth towards the end. Derek Carr seemed like he had a game-winning touchdown. Then Ryan Fitzpatrick seemed like he had a game-winning touchdown. Then there were field goals, and John Gruden decided he wanted to run down the clock as little as possible, kick the field goal, lead the Dolphins with 19 seconds, and he thought he locked up the victory. But no, Ryan Fitzpatrick, getting his face mask pulled and all, was able to throw a deep ball and have it caught, which set them in field goal range to win the game and made the Raiders look so stupid this week. With Buffalo securing the division and Miami fighting for a playoff spot, I think Buffalo is going to sit Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. They're big guys, and that'll allow Miami to have an easier time. So I think the Dolphins beat the Bills 31-23. Buccaneers and Falcons. The Buccaneers went off against the Lions. They are going to be in the playoffs for the first time in a long time. And the Falcons, in heartbreaking fashion, lost to the Chiefs. Younghoe Koo, who's been so reliable all season, shanked a field goal. It allowed the Chiefs to win. This week, Tampa Bay, according to Bruce Arians, their head coach, said he's going to start his guys. And I think that is going to be something that proves for the Buccaneers to tear apart the Atlanta defense. And I think Tampa Bay is going to beat them 30-13. Raiders and Broncos, we talked about what happened to the Raiders. They lost in embarrassing fashion. John Gruden really thought he was outsmarting everybody, but really, he was looking like the stupid one. Then Denver, they lost to the Chargers. I think the Raiders are going to want to rebound this week. I think both of these teams are playing all their starters. Either way, the Raiders have the better all-around team. If you ask me, I think they win 27-17. Jaguars and Colts. The Jaguars, they lost to the Bears bad last week, and then you got the Colts, who almost beat the Steelers, but Ben Roethlisberger was able to get a late game touchdown that secured the win for the Steelers. And now this week, Jacksonville has really been the team to pick on the last couple weeks. And the Colts, they're fighting for a playoff spot. Many teams are this late in the season. It's the very last week. Who knows who will be in at the end of the day? But I think their defense is one of the best in football. Their offense is good enough to carry them. And I think the Colts will beat the Jaguars 24-16. Seahawks and 49ers. Before we talk about this game, look at my DK Metcalf jersey, brand new. Art got me this for Christmas. And this week, the Seahawks, we beat the Rams last week. Our defense has looked so much better in the past couple of weeks. And the 49ers, they beat the Cardinals. They were able to shut them down. And this week, I think with the Seahawks defense looking better, and we are fighting for the number 1 seed. So obviously we want to win. We're going to put our best out there. I think the Seahawks will beat the 49ers 30-20. Saints and Panthers. The Saints beat the Vikings last week on Christmas, or should I say Alvin Kamara beat the Vikings. 6 touchdowns for Alvin Kamara. He wanted to have himself a very Merry Christmas, and he did. And then you have the Panthers, who beat the Washington football team. And now this week, division matchup, the Saints are also fighting for number 1 seed, and they really have a lot more talent than the Panthers. Drew Brees, elite veteran quarterback, Alvin Kamara, one of the best running backs in the game, and they are sitting Michael Thomas till the end of the season. But I think with everybody they have on offense, and the defense is solid as well, it's nothing the Panthers can compare to, so I think the Saints win 31-17. Packers and Bears. The Packers beat the Titans last week. It was a battle between two huge offenses, and at the end of the day, we were going to know who the better one was, and Aaron Rodgers came out and proved it, working with that connection to Devontae Adams once again. It is almost unstoppable. The offense of the Packers was just picking on the Titans, and they had the Bears, who went off offensively against the Jaguars. Surprised me. These teams are both fighting for something this week, so they are playing all their guys. The Bears for a playoff spot in general, and the Packers for that number 1 seed. There's only one bye week in each conference. They're going to play their guys. The Packers are going to put that Devontae Rodgers connection to work. And the Bears, I think, are actually going to make this close because they're fighting to get into the playoffs. But I do think the Packers are just too much offensively, defensively, and are going to beat the Bears 27-20. Titans and Texans. The Titans lost to the Packers. We just talked about that. And the Texans lost to the Bengals. And J.J. Watt was very upset. Here's what he had to say.
If you can't come in and put work in the building, go out to the practice field and work hard, do your lifts and do what you're supposed to do, you should not be here. There are a lot of people that watch us and invest their time and their money into buying our jerseys and buying a whole bunch of and they care about it. That's who I feel the most bad for is our fans and the people who care so deeply in the city and the people who love it. And that sucks as a player to know that we're not giving them what they deserve.
Anyways, now back to this week. I'm sure the Texans and their fans are both fired up after what J.J. Watt had to say, but I still think the Titans and their offense is just too much for this Houston team to handle. Derrick Henry, probably the best running back this season, and Ryan Tannehill is a top-end quarterback, along with the weapons he has out there with A.J. Brown and Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith. That team has tons of offense, and I don't think the Houston Texans are going to be able to keep up, so I think the Titans win this one, 31-23. Cardinals and Rams. The Cardinals took an L to the 49ers last week, and the Rams took an L to my Seahawks, baby. Kyler Murray has had his huge bright spots this season, and then there's times where he's been way back in the dark and does not want to be seen after one of his performances. This week, the Rams, they are dealing with Jared Goff having a broken thumb. He's not going to play. 2 running backs are injured. They got Cooper Kupp due to COVID-19 not playing, and I think that with all those weapons taken away from them, that Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, and that offense are going to be able to thrive, and I think they are going to beat the Rams 24-17. Chargers and Chiefs. The Chiefs have already secured the number 1 seed in the AFC, and the Chargers, they don't have much to play for. I think they're throwing all their guys out there. I think they want to show that Justin Herbert can really just keep going with the season that he's had, so they're going to play him, and they are not playing Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. At least I don't think they will, securing their number 1 seed, and I'm sure that'll be the case for Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and all the big weapons that make that Kansas City offense if they sit all their starters, which I'm assuming they will since they locked up that number 1 seed. So give me the Chargers winning 24-20. Football team and Eagles. The football team, they lost to the Panthers last week. Their offense could not get going, especially with Dwayne Haskins. They ended up cutting him. I was not shocked by that at all. He was not giving any good performances with this team. And then the Eagles, they lost by a lot to the Cowboys. This one right here is huge because the division, the NFC East, is so weak that this game could determine who gets in. So I think both teams are going to be hard hitting. They're going to play with all the freaking great in the world. And I think Alex Smith is going to play quarterback for Washington this week. I heard that is the most likely scenario. But I think ever since Jalen Hurts came to quarterback the Eagles, this team has looked better. And I think that is going to be the case this week. I think the Eagles will beat the football team 27-20. Thank you, Kleschka Crew, for watching Week 17 of Kleschka Picks. That was a fun football season. Playoffs is right around the corner, and so is the new year. I want to remind you guys that my 2020 Kleschka Vlogs Year in Review video is going up tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be ready for that. I worked hard on that, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Thank you so much for watching, Kleschka Crew. Tell your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your pets, your friends, your brother, your sister, everybody you know to subscribe if they haven't already. Like the video. I got this, and I will see you next time.